Hi, everybody. Hello. A huge welcome to the Soul Loaf podcast this week. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jayne Pearl. I'm a shamanic healer practitioner and teacher, and I'm a soul life coach. So huge welcome. And today I'm really excited. I'm joined by the beautiful Julie Harrison, or Jules, from Oracle of Realms. She has an incredible story to share with us all, and I know you're just going to absolutely love it. So, Jules, thank you so much for joining me here today. It's an absolute joy to have you here with me. And would you please introduce yourself to everybody?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Jane, for inviting me onto your amazing podcast. I feel very blessed to be here. So my name's Jules, and I'm a healing practitioner. And my backstory really is about how I've lived with a physical or chronic pain condition. And it was really all about finding alternative medicines. Or ways in which to heal myself, which led me on an incredible journey. And 15 years later, I'm here teaching others how to heal themselves. So I feel very blessed. And I've incorporated my traumas and my pain into my life calling. So that's kind of which has led me here today.
Yeah. Okay, that's absolutely wonderful. Brilliant. Thank you. Thanks, Jules. So, obviously, there's a lot there. There's an awful lot of things going on there. We just want to hear as much from you as possible, really. Um, okay, lovely. So, you started by exploring your own condition, your own pain that you were going through in your physical, and
Yeah,
finding ways to presumably manage that in some more holistic way, shall we say? Okay.
absolutely.
So where did you start with that? How did it all unfold for you?
So, for me personally, I found that I was trapped within a system that was failing, well, certainly me anyway. So, I started looking into, like, say, alternative therapies, holistic ways. And my journey really started when I found energy healing, where I went on an incredible 2 year energy healing course actually with yourself, where we then become really close soul sisters. But that provided me then with a foundation. The 2 year training took me through a lot of my shadow work and a lot of my traumas, and it led me really into teaching through the mind, body, and soul. So for me, when we heal, it's got three aspects: mind, body, and soul. So, what the energy healing course did for me, it took me on a journey of learning in depth the chakra system, which is our entire human and spiritual system. So we've got the lower chakras, obviously, which represents our human self. Then we have the higher chakras, which represent our spiritual self. I won't go too much into that because I'll literally be here all day. So literally, that energy system provided a pathway for me, and I was able then to structure my foundation, work through my emotions, ignite my personal power, work with forgiveness, acceptance, unconditional love, into then the higher aspects of things, my higher self. So I was then working with my higher self, as opposed to the wounded child or the wounded ego, which then led me into spiritual life coaching. So I was then working with people to teach them how to heal themselves. Um, so all along, I'm working with my physical condition, and it led me then to meditation, because meditation was one of the biggest healers for me, because while I was in meditation, I was in no physical pain. Um, So obviously we can't be permanently in a meditation. However, it was showing me that if I was able to remove the pain in that moment, it was teaching me I was able to heal it. Um, then linking in hypnotherapy, because working from the mind aspect. So for me personally, my condition is undiagnosed. So there was a lot of confliction, a lot of not really knowing what was going on. And so for me, the mind had a huge impact also that was creating the physical pain, because with further research then it was the algorithms of my brain receptors. So even if we can heal certain traumas that we go through, the algorithms of our brain receptors still remain damaged. So we can heal through traumas and blocked energy, but the mind obviously has the huge aspect of healing.
Yeah.
Then with further study on the mind aspect, I was really kind of quite took back by working with the subconscious mind, because our subconscious mind carries between 85 and 90% of our thought process. So we're only aware consciously of like 10% of our thought process.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
so we've got that huge area within the subconscious mind where we are reacting in our conscious energy in our day to day. We might think that we're actually being triggered or being reacted by something that's happening in the here and now. Where actually it could be something much kind of deeper in that subconscious mind. So it led me then through the hypnotherapy.
Mm.
Then after the hypnotherapy, I was then studying the body, because it's not just all the mind. We then have to drop out of the mind and into the body. So I then learnt mind and body somatic work, which is all about working with the somatic nervous system. So that has actually been another great teaching, another great healing. Um, Am I out of my pain completely? The answer is no, but I'm able to control it. I'm able to work with it. When we're dealing with chronic pain, we often fight it and push it away. But actually, what we need to do is sit with it, learn
Yeah.
about it, give it space to heal. So the mind and body somatic work helps us drop out of our head into our body, and we're able to sit then with particular emotions that's connecting with pain or trauma, whatever it is we're working with. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a huge journey. So my work really weaves together the energy healing that works with the chakra system. I break it into pillars: the life coaching, the meditation, and then moving into the hypnotherapy and the mind body somatic work.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. Wow. Since you started with the energy healing, and it's really taken off since then, hasn't it? Because you've just expanded and expanded around everything to do with that, which is fantastic. One question popped into my mind just then. Could you tell us more about what the somatic nervous system is? Because I know people will be wondering about that. What does it mean?
So basically, it's working with your nervous system. So a bit like everything is, to me, how I've learned is it's blocked energy in your body. So it can either
Yeah.
be trapped within the chakra system, or it can be trapped within our nervous system. So we have, and it's basically blockages within our body.
Mhm.
So it's then working with the either the nervous system, or like I say, the chakra system, where I've incorporated almost like my own practice really, where it allows our body to settle down. There's lots of ways that we work with somatic nervous system, and that could be with particular points, meridian points. It can be tapping, body movement. We ultimately work with primal sound, body movement, breath. Breath work is one of the most powerful things that we can connect with, which we don't. And one of the things that I do find quite often is a lot of people shallow breathe. They don't even breathe properly. Now, that somatic nervous system is connected with our breath. So I always say breath is life. And the breath, the power in breath is incredible. So combining that with the meditation and everything else just creates a system in itself. It's incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. Your hypnotherapy, I'm intrigued about.
Mhm.
So what kind of things would you use hypnotherapy for?
You can use hypnotherapy for so much. You can use it for phobias. You can use it for addictions. You can use it for fears. You can literally use it for absolutely anything. The other way we use it is also past life. So past life regression is absolutely incredible. Um, I know we've got a lot to do in this earth walk, but sometimes we can carry things from our previous lives into this life. So we could be actually, like for instance, my physical pain. I truly believe that I've brought that chronic pain in from a past life,
Mm.
especially when you go through, endless scans, X-ray. It's been a journey. I've carried pain for like over half my life. So it's the hypnotherapy is working with the deep subconscious mind. It's planting seeds into the subconscious mind, which basically then helps us work with our triggers or what would normally trigger us. And it's basically rewiring our thought process. It's us becoming in control of our mind, not our mind in control of us. And
Yeah,
hypnotherapy is a huge teaching and practice that we can use to work with the subconscious mind and the mind to then integrate the body.
yeah, yeah. Okay, all right, that's fine. Lovely, thank you. Can anyone um, be open to hypnotherapy, do you think?
Not necessarily. It's the same as energy healing. If you think that it's not going to work, it's not going to work. You need
Mm.
to be open to these things, or you will block the energy. It's
Yeah,
like, for instance, if somebody wants to quit smoking and they've come to you and they've said, "I'm here because I my wife wants me to stop smoking, or my husband wants me to stop smoking, but I don't want to." Then there's a high possibility that it's not going to work.
no,
Uh,
that's
so it's the same as energy healing. If you've got somebody coming to you and, saying that they're told to be there, you're blocking that energy. It's not going to work. You need to have that intent, set that intention, make that commitment to yourself that you really want this.
yeah.
And that's like with anything in life. So and it depends the type of character you are as well.
Mm.
If you're somebody very how can we say quite structured, quite empowered in their own right, shall we say, um, we then have a more, how can I word it, almost like a more, not intense practice, but we're more domineering within the practice with certain characters.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. No, I understand that. Yeah, yeah. And like you say, I think it's good to compare it with healing as well because it's a
Mm,
similar principle, isn't it? If somebody's not open to it, then it's
absolutely.
not likely to work very well for them. Yeah.
And even like with the mind and body somatic work, it's some people might feel because I encourage people to, to really bring in body movement, and it's a flow of free movement. And, some people might kind of like step back from that, or they might feel a little bit vulnerable. But I think no matter what practice you do, it's about creating a safe, sacred space where people don't feel judged, where they feel, most practices I like to create a circle, because for me a circle's got no beginning, it's got no end, and within that circle we are all equal. There's no judgment. So I think a big main part of any practice is creating a safe and sacred healing space.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, okay. So Jules, I know that you offer all kinds of healing and different modalities that you work with, which is just incredible. I know that you are very gifted and deeply intuitive, very psychic as well. So let's start with the things that you are offering, the courses and workshops that you're offering, because I know people would love to be able to be in that energy with you and to learn some of these things from you as well. So let's start with the in-person stuff that you do in Plymouth. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, of course. So I ran a hair and beauty salon for 15 years. And because that was my first part of my journey, I was a hairdresser for 30 years. But within that role is also almost like a counsellor stroke empathist there, that you're holding space for people. So I created a community in itself. However, I feel like I manifested a beautiful premises within Plymouth. And originally I set it up as a beautiful hairdressing salon. And then I found that I was basically running two businesses. I was running the healing and I was running the salon. Through the effects of COVID, really, I found that my hair team got a bit smaller, and basically it was all about me then creating a space for the community in another way. So I had a huge mix up in my business. I handed over the hair side of it to the team, moved them upstairs into another space, and created a beautiful wellbeing studio downstairs. So within that in itself, I was blessed because I saved a lot of people's jobs. We were then able to branch out and create our own businesses within our own right, and I've created then this beautiful wellbeing studio. Now within that wellbeing studio we have so I do regular meditation classes. They're more than meditation classes, they're teachings in themselves. We have a beautiful community that's now gathering there. So I run the meditation classes twice a week. I do sound healing, that's another practice that I incorporated, because sound healing is another great healing practice. So I run monthly full moon sound baths where we have a half an hour teaching of the full moon. As a witch, a bit of a kitchen witch myself, I also incorporate like the moon's energy within my spiritual practice, my personal practices. I do ritual work and things like that. So it all incorporates, it all blends in together.
Yeah,
So we do the sound healing. I have another beautiful lady that's joined me. She runs yoga during the week, but she also runs sound healing. I run a monthly mind and body somatic class, which is great, called Somatic Flow. And I also then do my one-to-ones, which is a combination of the energy healing, the life coaching, I do meditation on one-to-one if people wish, and the hypnotherapy and the mind-body somatic work. So I do one-to-ones as well. So
yeah,
there's a lot that goes on in there. And yeah, it's beautiful. We're creating a lovely community. We also do soul pouring on a Thursday night after meditation, which is a group where you pour to me, I pour to you, and we all learn, heal, and grow together. So we have a cup of tea, we have a brew, we all hang out on the meditation cushions and the blankets, and we all pull cards and just yeah, we just interact and heal one another. It's amazing.
Wonderful. Yeah, that sounds absolutely beautiful.
Mm.
Yeah, I wish I lived nearer. I really do. But yeah, so people that are, in Plymouth and in the surrounding area, they have this fantastic place that they can go to and receive all of these incredible gifts and offerings that you have. It's just amazing, and also the other lovely practitioners that have joined you, like you say.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
upstairs, we then also have the hair team, we have a podiatrist, we have an audiologist, and we have a
Mhm.
beautiful lady up there that's a beautician as well. So the actual centre itself is called Jules Awakening Wellness Centre, and it's based over at Transit Way in Plymouth. So there we've created literally a well-being centre where we can literally heal through the mind, body, and soul. We also have nails as well, our beautiful Lauren as well, and Mel from Visage, and she does like facials and things like that. So the team's quite big. I'm forgetting members of the team. Yeah, so that's all of us there.
That's fantastic. And, I know that this has not taken that long either since you made the decision to really switch things and change things around. When you fully decided to do that, yeah, it was like everything opened, wasn't it? It was like,
It was incredible. I
how long
had
has it taken?
sorry to interrupt you there, Jane. Yeah, I so it was not so it was over a year ago where I decided that
Mm,
I couldn't run two businesses anymore. And like I said, it was just getting to a point where, with effects, like I say, of COVID, that had a huge impact on businesses. Um,
yeah,
so I had to make some big changes. And what I actually did was created a dream amongst a crisis.
yeah,
And like I said, my main thing really was saving everybody's jobs. So
yeah,
um, that's how I kind of look at it. But I moved over to these particular premises that I'm in 5 years ago. So we run it as the salon for 4 years, and then literally it took me from January last year to August, like really, I had to step back from everything and literally change the premises around. If you had said
yeah,
to me 5 years ago, you're going to be making all these big changes again, I would have been like, never in a million years. However, when you've got a life calling and you're being pulled and guided by spirit, you either, you know,
yeah,
don't move out of your comfort zone, or you have to push past your fear and into the learning zone, or and it's led me on my, like I say, on my path of my life calling. um,
yeah.
so we actually only opened the wellbeing studio in August last year, so we've not even been open a year yet.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
it's been incredible. Big
Yes, yeah.
journey, but incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And for people listening in or watching this, I think that is just so inspiring because it really does show that when you really decide that this is what you are going to do, yeah, and this is absolutely your calling, and you know that, and you completely focus on it. Nothing, I mean, I know that this was not easy for you to do it. I know it wasn't. But you just kept focusing, you kept believing, you kept trusting, and it all happened, didn't it? Everything happened. It's like a series of doors opening, 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 opening to where you are now.
Absolutely. And you've been on the journey with me, Jane. So, you've seen there's been a lot of blood, sweat, tears, literally.
Yeah,
Um, but it
absolutely.
is a case of just keep going, don't give up.
Mm.
You know, even now where, you know, I've created this beautiful space, you know, I didn't anticipate the other side of it, which was all the content writing that takes hours, and you know, and it's, you know, you still got to just keep going, you know, and I've obviously been dealing with a physical pain condition along the way. So, you know, it's a case of not giving up, having trust in the divine source. Literally, that is my key thing, is having trust. When we're trapped and we're blocked in our traumas, and you know, we and our life lessons, and you know, it's about really understanding and learning the teachings of our lessons, because otherwise we and it's all about vibrational frequency. For me, everything is energy. We are energy. It's all about linking in with a high vibrational frequency, and then we can literally start manifesting, because we're manifesting all the time. So if we're linking in with negativity, we're linking in with um, anxieties, griefs, depressions, you know, we are actually manifesting that. What we're seeing, what we're reading, what we're feeding our bodies, you know, we are manifesting on that vibrational frequency. So,
Yeah.
you know, for me, I mean, and I've had a lot of trauma in my life. You know, it's not been an easy ride. You know, and I've pushed past some deep traumas, and I've never given up.
No.
In those moments, you know, where I almost did give up, you know, it's then understanding inner child work, wounded child work, you know, and it's learning to understand certain versions of yourself, certain aspects of yourself, and you know, I can truly say, um, we can choose to either live in a world of anxiety, depression, or fear, or we can choose to live in a world of abundance, peace, and love. I've been
Yeah.
in both aspects, and I know which one I choose.
Yeah.
We all have a choice. We have free will, you know, and it is really about learning to learning that shadow work. You know, it's not easy. When we have whether we call it a spiritual awakening, an awakening, you know, it's probably the hardest thing you will ever go through. You will lose relationships, friendships. You will feel a divide. You'll feel lonely. You'll feel like, you know, in the most darkest aspect of yourself. But it's in those moments when you are in that broken version of yourself, I always say, it's where the broken parts are, where those cracks are, is where the light gets in. Then we
Mm.
can really work with our own spiritual self. For me personally, it's been a journey. I've always been very spiritual, and it's that in itself has been a journey, because I was always in the spiritual. However, um, you know, it was also learning and understand that we are having a human experience. We may be spiritual beings having a human experience,
Mm.
but we are having that human experience. So we have to come back into our body, because it's our body which filters or flows through our consciousness. You know, it's important that we need to make sure that we are grounded, we are rooted, because the deeper our roots, the higher state of consciousness we can receive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's all about balance.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. No, that's lovely. That's wonderful. I wanted to ask you, for anyone who is tuning in with this, or will be when we upload it, what would you say to someone who is in a lot of pain in their physical body? What would you say to them? Where would be a good place for them to start to make a change?
For me, the first thing I would say is stop. Stop everything that you're doing. And it really is, the first thing is acceptance, I think, is it just accepting something, whether it's pain, whether it's anything you're working with, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Acceptance is one of the biggest healers of all. And it's, to be honest with you, it's about re-educating ourselves.
Mm.
If we're connecting with our wounded child or broken systems, nobody's going to heal you but yourself.
Mm.
So it's about understanding yourself. Um, it's about giving yourself the space. That question, Jayne, is a huge question because it's about what energies you're carrying of others, what energies are you carrying of yours. But ultimately, it's about just being still. Reflection is a huge healer. Just reflecting on your path, on your lessons, and being present. That's probably the biggest advice I can give, is to be present. We cannot heal in the past and we cannot heal in the future. The past has been and gone. We've got no control over it. Now, this is how I worked through anxiety, because like I say, I've worked through not just physical pain. I've had to work through the mind, the body, literally. And it's about resetting ourselves, but being present, because the only place we can heal is now.
Mm.
Setting that intention that we want to heal, and accepting it's not going to be easy, accepting that perhaps we have to put the work in as well. That's another thing. We have to put the work in. It is a
Yeah.
strategy of daily practice. If we think we're going to show up to one meditation, we're going to show up to one of something, it's not going to work. It is,
Mm.
it's like, even like meditation, it can take 2 years to be able to practice meditation in itself. It doesn't come easy or natural to everybody.
Mm.
But for me, it's about stopping, re-educating yourself, becoming present. The present moment is the only place to heal.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. No, that's lovely. Thank you. Okay. So, um, you have been working on a program, haven't you, for some time now, with an app, is that right? You have a, yes, okay. So this is how people can work with you in the online world, presumably.
Absolutely. So I'm in the process of creating an app. Now, this app I've been working with for some time now. But obviously, when some things get put to the side, and it's like, the thing is, it's being in the community or even being online, you can't be everywhere at once. So
Mm.
that's another thing that you have to learn, is which I can't talk on this one because I spread myself very thin. So that's been a big lesson that I'm having to learn. And also, giving. I'm an overgiver.
Yeah.
But the thing is, so this app is, it's basically giving me a platform where I'm able to provide coaching, healing, within the community, on a bigger scale. So I've created a program, which is called the Wisdom to Balance and Heal, and it takes you through the chakra system, which is our entire human and spiritual system. So it teaches you all the aspects of our human self and all the aspects of our spiritual self. And with just a quick brief on it, it sets the foundation to be able to work with what's going on in your physical world, your blockages, your relationships, even down to things like money worries, health, home, the physical world we're living in. It connects us to our emotions, our inner child. It connects us to our personal power, and it connects us to the heart, which is all about forgiveness, acceptance. The heart space it's about coming back home in yourself, in your body, in your mind, in your soul, and then move into the higher aspects of that chakra system, which is our spiritual self, where we then start making decisions on our higher self, like I said, opposed to our lower self, where we're able to work with our intuition, our power of speech, through working through the higher mind, and then connecting to spirit, to our spirit self, to the divine consciousness, the divine source, whatever we link with. It's an incredible journey, and I'm actually coaching 16 people at the moment. I've coached others with other programs, but this particular program is, I think this is the one which I would like to really put out there.
Yeah.
It's an incredible program. There's a lot of teachings in this program, and literally this program is how I've healed myself. It's all the teachings, all the lessons I've learned, going through my shadow work, going through every aspect you could possibly think to where I am right now. And it's a program where I've incorporated all my own personal healing inside.
Yeah, wonderful. That's fantastic, Jules. How long is the program for?
Well, the thing is, the program is really at your own pace. Now, the program was originally written as a 7-week program. However, there's so much aspects to this program that what might be a daily lesson to somebody, be a month for somebody else. So
Yeah.
this is the great why we've got this within an app, because you've got 24/7 access to it, and it's your journey. I support you through this journey. You are within a community that's all on the same journey, and but the great thing is it's an app. I did originally set the program out as a 7-week program, and it was week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, up to 7, working with each energy center, and the lessons inside were day 1, day 2. But now I've created it as just in sections where it's lessons, so you don't feel behind. It's not about feeling behind. It's not about feeling that under pressure to complete. So it's your own journey. So I can't really answer how long the course is, because once you've got that course, it's yours to work with. And the thing is, with any healing, you could be working with that program forever. It is literally a lifetime program, but how you condense that is your journey. It's up to you.
Yeah, that's
And it's
fantastic.
like, when you're working with the chakra system, you could go through it, but as you're having this human experience and you're constantly in relationships and work and in your environment, your energy changes. So our healing journey is a never-ending journey. So I call it a spiral. It's never ending. So that journey is your journey, and I'm with you every step of the way.
Yeah, oh, that sounds absolutely wonderful. So how do people find the app? Where do they find it? How do they do that?
Through my website.
Yeah.
So I will be uploading the next intake. This intake I'm working with at the moment, we're actually on what would be week 3. But I'm taking a little bit of time out in July for 2 weeks at the end of July, and then I will be uploading the program, and it will be on there constant. So you can join it whenever you like. So it's a case of watching out on my website.
Okay, and your website? What's your website address?
www.oracle-of-realms.com. But perhaps I will, when I share out this video, I'll put the link.
Yeah, drop all your links in there, definitely. Yeah, the studio and everything. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, all right, that's wonderful. Thank you. So Jules, I'm just wondering, actually, sometimes I do this and sometimes I don't, but I'm feeling it would be a really lovely thing to do if you're happy with it. Would you like to take us now, everyone that will be watching this very soon or listening to this? Would you like to take us into a nice quiet space, maybe just to bring us back to ourselves, something like that? Whatever you're feeling, intuiting, would be good to do. Would you like to do that? Just, fairly short, sort of 5 minutes or so, or going up to 10 maybe, but however it goes. Yeah?
Absolutely, that'd be lovely.
Right. Thank you. Good. Okay.
So, guys, just for a moment, just link with your breath. Just coming back to your breath brings you to the present moment. So gently close down your eyes, closing your eyes down to the outside world, and take a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Just take a moment to connect with something that you are grateful for. We all have something to be grateful for. And that could be our home, our family, pet, or even that our breath. So just take a moment just to now link with something that you are grateful for. Gratitude is a high vibration frequency that allows your heart space to open, to allow divine intervention, divine healing. As you're linking with that gratitude, your heart space is now opening, allowing divine light pour in through your heart space. You may now visualize golden light entering through your heart space. That golden divine light cleansing and healing through your cells, through your bones, through your blood, through your ancestral lines, your lineage. Feel that healing golden light being infused through your body. Just breathing in, taking a deep breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Feeling centered, feeling grounded, feeling balanced. Connecting back into your body, your heart, your home. You may visualize roots growing down your legs, out your feet, into the earth, down through the soil, past the stone, deep into the earth, Mother Gaia. Those roots are grounding you into the moment, into your physical body. Those roots grow deep. The deeper your roots, the higher state of consciousness you have received. Now connecting with your higher self, divine spirit. Just receiving any messages your higher self would like to give you. Any messages, insights, healing, growth. Just take a moment here, just connecting with your higher self. You might see colours, you might see vision. You might have a message personal for you. You might just feel at peace. You might just feel warm, tingly. You are now linking with a high vibration frequency. Bringing that frequency all around you, a golden bubble of light. You are now protected. You will now have a shield of protection around you. You are safe. You are home. Take a deep breath in. Now relax, letting everything go. When you are ready, gently open your eyes. And just take a moment just to recognize how you're feeling. You feel light, calm, peace. Know that you can come back to this feeling or moment at any time.
Thank you. Thank you, Jules. That was absolutely beautiful. Really, really wonderful. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
Just a little reset, Jayne, doesn't it?
It's certainly, yeah. And that's exactly what it feels like. It's just a reset. I just love it. Fantastic.
When we're working with ourselves, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't, whether we're working with meditation, just to be still. We can meditate literally. Even I meditate when I'm doing housework. It's just linking in, it's just taking a few deep breaths. It's just really kind of it's just coming into this present moment. It's just stopping, being still, and allowing whatever intuitively comes to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I love that. I love things that are, really on one level very simple. And I think if they're simple, people are far more likely to engage with it. Yeah, absolutely. It's simple on one level, but it's very deep and profound on another. So yeah, it's just beautiful.
Because if we make things too intense, too structured,
Mm,
um, we don't stick to things. It becomes too overwhelming, or, I mean, the meditation classes that I run are actually journeys. They're an hour long, and, there's a lot of teachings and in within those meditations, but something like that, just to pause, just to breathe, you can do that on a park bench, sat in the park with the sun gazing over you. It hasn't, we can literally, reset any moment with just a couple of breaths, because that breath brings you back to the present moment.
yeah,
Like I say, we can't take a breath from the past, and we can't take a breath from the future. So, that breath brings us right to the present moment.
yeah,
So but yeah,
yeah,
again, it's re-educating ourselves, because I believe we're conditioned from the moment we're born. So which we are, we're conditioned from our parents or teachers, whatever we're given in life. And it's about having to re-educate ourselves. We need to
yeah,
be taught well-being, meditation, wellness within the schools. It's slowly filtering in, coming in. But I feel here in the West, we're behind, but it's slowly coming in.
yeah. Yeah,
It's
I think things definitely are changing, aren't they? Which is a really good thing. Yeah, fantastic.
the whole world is awakening. It's we're coming together. It's you know the we are gathering. Does that make sense? It's
Mm,
you know,
absolutely. Yes, it does. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is the time for that, isn't it? It really is the time for us to all together. Yeah,
mm,
yeah, fantastic. Okay. Oh, Jules, it's just been so wonderful to have you on the podcast with me today. It's just been an absolute delight. It really has. So before we sign off then, is there anything else that you would like to say? Have you got anything else that you want to share with everybody?
Just really, yeah. Thank you for inviting me onto the podcast. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, if you're in and around the Plymouth area, perhaps you might give me a little follow on the Oracle of Realms on Facebook, because I put all my classes and teachers, and my website's all linked on there as well. And yeah, just come down and have a brew, and the doors will be open.
Yeah, lovely. Fantastic. Yeah. Yes, and do, if you've got the opportunity to go to Jules Wellness Centre, is it called Jules?
Jules
Yeah.
Awakening Wellness Centre, yeah.
Centre in Plymouth, and do take it, do drop in there because it is the most beautiful space. It is absolutely incredible.
The
Yeah.
energy, I get a lot of people saying as soon as they go in, the energy, it's all to do with the vibrational frequency, as you say,
Yeah.
but
It
energy
is.
is like very calm, it's very safe. Uh,
Mm.
it really is a place where you can reset.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Ah, wonderful. So yeah, just a huge thank you again, Jules. I've absolutely loved having you on here with me. Thank you so much for all of your sharing and sharing so openly with all of us as well. I think you're just such an inspiration, and I'm just delighted to be able to hold this space for you to share your amazing story with as many people as possible. Yeah.
So much. It's
Okay,
really
good. So I'm going to stop the podcast in just a few seconds' time, and I just want to say to everyone who's tuning in with this, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate you, and yeah, just sending everyone just lots of love, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jane. Bye.
Bye, bye, Jules. Bye. Thank you. Good. Oh,
I can't
hang on.
believe that. I just, because for me personally, if you